Poor hubby had to work last night, so he worked his day shift and then he was called in for an overnight shift. He was gone from around midnight and he just came home. It's around 8 a.m. now. Aww. Lulu missed her hooman. It is cold today, but the wind has died down a bit. I am heading to the grocery store. I actually had to make 3 stops, and this is my 3rd stop. I'm excited to get back to the condo. It is very cold out. The temperature isn't too low, but it's really windy, and the wind is very cold. Everyone is sleeping, so I think I'm gonna make that fruit crumble because I do still want to use up the fruit that I have. Look who's awake now that I got the fruit from the fridge. Here's the fruit I'll be using for the crumble. I've got a pint of blueberries in here, half a pint of blackberries, and 2 overripe bananas. And this makes quite a small crumble. This is the size of the dish I'll be using. I'm gonna toss the fruit with this flour and sugar and spice mixture. Now that everything is well tossed, I'm gonna put it in this baking dish. And the goal is for the fruit to just fit the dish. A little bit more is okay. So this might be a little bit light on the fruit. Usually I like it mounded on top because it does tend to cook down, but I think it'll be fine. I've made it with this little before. Here's the graham cracker crumble topping I made. I'm just going to spread this evenly over the top of the fruit. Here's what it looks like, and now I'm going to bake it for an hour. Since hubby is home today, I figured he could open the advent calendar. Oh, hedgehogs.
Puzzle.
I am going to open Puzzle Advent Calendar Day 5. There it is. While I do the puzzle, I'm going to chat about today's 31-day challenge exercise, and that is all about the topic of media. So this morning, I had a lot of fun with my little journal. I did this cute little spread. These are stickers that hubby and I picked up in Japan, and it was actually perfect for what I wanted. I'm defining media to be 4 different things. Things that we read, things that we listen to, things that we watch, and things that we interact with. The 4th item being interactive games online, social media, and that sort of thing. On my website, I have a series of questions about these 4 categories of media to get your mind moving and thinking about your likes, your dislikes, your preferences. So I wrote down 4 things that I'm going to talk about today. Let's start with books. I read a lot this year, much more than I usually do, and I think that's because I did that video on how I'm changing the way I read books, and after I did that video, I just felt a lot of permission to just read whatever I want. But December is a little bit of a reading hiatus because of Vlogmas. I find, especially when I read fiction, I feel very compelled to keep reading, and it ends up taking a lot of my free time. Since I have a lot of editing to do during Vlogmas, I figured it would be best to take a break from fiction, but I am still in the middle of a book, and that's the book I wrote here. It's Braiding Sweetgrass, and it is fantastic. The subtitle is Indigenous Wisdom, Scientific Knowledge, and the Teaching of Plants. The author is a scientist. I believe she was trained as a botanist. She's also a professor, and she's also a poet. Each chapter is like a little gift. It is just so beautifully written, and it really makes me think about my relationship to nature and the environment and my place in the world. It's a book that I tend to read in the morning, 1 chapter at a time, but not every single day. It's only when I have a quiet moment in the morning where I'm not rushing to do the next thing, I will sit with this book and just savor a chapter. It is nonfiction, and there's just a lot of beautiful storytelling interwoven with interesting facts about plants. Next, I'm going to talk about some of the things I've been listening to. I'm going to talk mostly about music, and you might have noticed in yesterday's vlog, I put on some Tate McRae when I went for my walk. I love Tate McRae. I'm really going through a Tate McRae phase right now. I first learned about her when hubby and I, along with two of our friends, went to the NHL All-Star event. She was there as a special guest and she was helping to pick the teams.
I think that goes Cindy Crosby.
And I was just really curious about who she was because I had never heard of her before, but she seemed to have a lot of fans. There were people in the audience that I think were only there because they were fans of Tate McRae. I was very curious about her music, so I started listening to it and I was completely hooked. I think Tate McRae was all that I listened to for at least 4 to 6 months. Right now, I'm in a Tate McRae phase again. Besides Tate McRae, I wrote down a few other artists that I really love, and I noticed that I'm very much gravitating towards female artists right now. My 4 favorites are Tate McRae, Lady Gaga, Tori Amos, and Sarah McLachlan. Tori Amos and Sarah McLachlan I've loved since I was a teenager. Lady Gaga is a bit more recent, I think maybe 8 to 10 years ago. But even when I'm not listening to these 4 artists, I tend to listen to female vocalists. In terms of what I've been watching lately, I noticed when I was thinking about this question that I tend to gravitate much more towards movies rather than shows. There's something about shows, I find it very, very difficult to not only get into them, but to have the desire to sit down and watch them. I think they're a bit too much of a commitment for me. I know I can stop if I don't like it, but the problem is if I do like it, I tend to sink a lot of hours in a very short period of time, just binge watching. Ooh, I'll show you this after. Maybe I should do this one last because I want to show you right away, but I think it's better to put the photo of the puzzles once I've done both. So maybe starting from day 6, I will do the old advent calendar puzzle, then the new one. Anyway, it's hard for me to commit the time to shows, but with movies, even if it's part of a series of movies or a franchise, I'm okay to watch it. Maybe because it feels more self-contained, because it's usually around 2 hours, which is very doable for me. So hubby and I tend to watch a lot of movies together, more so than shows. Finally, the 4th category. I've already talked about this quite a bit in recent vlogs. It is a game that I've been playing. It's called Good Pizza, Great Pizza. My sister actually introduced me to this game. She said she was playing it, and so I was curious about it, and I downloaded it and got hooked, immediately hooked. I still play Good Pizza, Great Pizza every day. I tend to play that game in the evening though. I was experimenting with playing one in-game day in the morning and at lunch, but I didn't like that. I like to play it all at once. So I will play 3 in-game days each calendar day now. Every in-game day I would say takes about 5 to 10 minutes. And just for comparison, when I first started playing the game, I played 30 in-game days. With this limit in place, I still really enjoy the game, but I don't think I'm spending too much time or like eyeball energy on it, which is good. In addition to Good Pizza, Great Pizza, the other games I'm playing are still the same as last year. So that would be Pokemon Go, Toon Blast, and the New York Times crossword app. On that app, I play 4 games. Wordle, the mini crossword, I think it's called Spelling Bee, but I don't have the paid version of the app and I don't log in through the library or anything like that. So it only lets me find a few words and then it kicks me out, but I'm totally okay with that because I don't want to keep playing it anyway. And then finally, I'm playing Strands. I don't play Connections anymore. I wasn't a huge fan of that game, but Strands I am really, really liking. I am all done my puzzles. This one is really cute. It's a mouse in a gingerbread house. Lulu is watching hubby eat the crumble. I'm gonna take a first bite. It's good. There's a nice tartness to it from the blueberries and the blackberries, but a sweetness to it from the banana. I just started adding banana to my crumbles this November during the Eat at Home challenge. So I've done blueberry and banana. This is blueberry, blackberry, and banana. I also made one with, I think it was blueberries, persimmons, and banana, and also one apple and banana. So I'm really liking the addition of the banana. I'm gonna finish my crumble, take a quick power nap, and then I have a therapy session this afternoon. Before I nap, hubby and I are gonna share one of the hedgehogs because there are 3 of them, and then save the full ones for after dinner tonight. They're so cute and perfect. I think I'll just cut into one. Here is my half of this sweet little hedgehog. It's really good. I think I'm gonna end off the vlog early today because I'm sure I have enough footage. And after my therapy session, I don't know, I'm gonna need like a break. So I'll just sit in front of the computer and edit. That sounds like a really good plan, and of course I'll be back tomorrow anyway. Thank you so much for watching day 5 of Vlogmas-ish. I will see you tomorrow for day 6.